I don't like the Hive. Although it's one of the biggest servers on Minecraft Bedrock and arguably the highest quality, it has some underlying issues that make it a bad choice for me. In this video I want to try and explain why I don't like playing the Hive even though it is probably the best server on Bedrock. Wait, didn't you just say you don't like the Hive and you don't like playing on it? Yes, I did, but that's because I found something better suited for myself. I think Hive objectively has a better server for the majority of the player base. Hive has managed to nail so many server concepts that it's surprising that they don't get more players. Let me give an example. If you look at a server like Nethergames, it's almost exclusively PvP based game modes. It's hard to play Nethergames as a new player because such a large part of the server is based on a hard to master mechanic. On the flip side, if a new player would like to play Hive, you could probably play hide and seek or murder mystery. Those game modes are very simple to understand and easy to win. Obviously all those game modes have their sweats, but it's filled more with party game players that just want to have a good time. On other games you'll almost always end up with somebody that is clearly better than you or clearly worse, and it's not always fun. Unless you're somebody very competitive, you probably won't want to stick around that type of environment. But that is also something Hive has nailed. With games like Skywars, Treasure Wars, or survival games, they have managed to also have a competitive side to their community. And thanks to their PvP, which I'll criticize later, they've managed to make games very long and enjoyable for somebody looking for close, competitive-ish fight. No server has struck this great of a balance between casual games and competitive games as Hive has. And before you argue CubeCraft has somehow a balance between casual and competitive games, let me just compare. Egg Wars, Skywars survival games, Lucky Blocks, Block Wars, Battle Arena versus Parkour, Minoware, Skyblock. Yeah, doesn't really seem balanced, does it? Hive also has great player retainment. The way they set up levels and quests is honestly perfect. Once a player plays for long enough, he's hooked for a while. Now with all those things in mind, why do I not like Hive? Well, that's something I've been trying to explain to myself for the past couple of weeks. It's been hard for me to explain exactly what my issues are. Yesterday though, I played some Hive with a friend and we tried to tackle this exact issue and ask ourselves why we don't play Hive even though the game modes are theoretically better. And here's what I found. The main issue is the PvP. The PvP gets very boring and is uninteresting because, for example, if you only trade with the same gear, the person with lower ping will most likely win, which encourages somebody to outgear the other. Another problem is that if I'm on 1 heart and the other person is on 10, I will lose, which means players will often run for a long while so that they don't die or have enough health to try and take another fight. Now, I should like Hive's PvP. It's similar to basically every duel server, Zeka, Ectory, Versailles, you name it. My problem is that it doesn't work on minigames. Let me give an example of a bridge fight on other games and you can hopefully see what I mean. Alright, so I'm going to show you a game of solos and the bridge fight here. This is obviously very short, but I don't want to spend 30 minutes giving you guys examples. I hope this can show what I mean. So, Nethergames punishes mistakes a lot. If you make one small mistake, it can mean you can lose the entire fight because it's very hard to get out of a combo. It's actually pretty much impossible, and especially on a bridge fight. So, you have to be really careful and you have to play it safe, but you also have to be aggressive enough to be able to kill the other person and not let them, for example, bypass you and, you know, go for your bed. Simple stuff. So, yeah, I'm just gonna block off right here. I'm gonna make sure that I don't get hit, and so I'm gonna try to jump around here, but I see that they see it here and they walk backwards to, you know, get ready to hit me. So I try to go to the other side, and then I try to turn around again, and they turn for a second, but they also again walk back, and you can see that they're not even looking at me. So this is, I should be walking forwards here, but I make a mistake here, and I wasn't paying attention to where they were looking. I was actually just looking at I don't know where I was looking, to be honest, but I turn around because I didn't want to commit, and obviously that punishes me instantly. I could have clutched, but I really didn't expect them to hit me that quickly, and that pretty much just cost me my bet. And it's a small mistake like that you probably won't see happen on Hive just because the KB doesn't make you move a lot, especially on first hit. Maybe honestly first hit could be like the same amount of KB, but it just doesn't feel like something like this would happen on Hive. This would also be like way less dangerous for my friend over here. If I actually jumped in, it wouldn't matter much because he could just stand there and he could just start reducing, so it wouldn't really matter much. But on other games, he has to make sure that he has distance and doesn't get hit off instantly by my weird ping. because I am pretty high ping, and so is he, so this might be like a weird example, but you get what I mean. And here's one more clip. As you can see right here, my friend just lost his bed, so he's trying to get mine. He's on low ground, so I have to block off the lower path so he doesn't start comboing me instantly. I break this block so I can clip inside so I don't move. I don't actually know if I actually clipped inside or, you know, went into that little block entrance, so I didn't really move. But you can see I break it right here, and I try to get into this little gap so that when he does hit me, I don't really move back. It does look like it worked, but I can't actually tell if I went in there, but you get the point. This was a really bad mistake for him, and this cost him the entire game. Now this can be very frustrating because you might have a flawless game, but you just make one mistake and you lose it. But it also makes it extremely competitive in my opinion, especially when there's somebody better than you or more competent, because there's always a chance that you can beat them just because of how much mistakes are punished with the KB. I'm not saying you don't have to pay as much attention on Hive. You do. You just have to pay more attention to things that aren't necessarily the PvP. You have to pay attention to maybe snowballs, pearls, I don't know, like bow and arrow, you know, what type of gear they have, stuff like that that you normally wouldn't have to worry about. I'm not saying you can't think strategically in a similar situation to this on Hive. It's just that a lot of decisions you make will be different just because you know nothing bad will happen. Obviously, I'm overcomplicating what we both are actually thinking, but I just can't think the same for Hive because mistakes aren't punished as much. I have to maybe pay attention if somebody's above me or below me and how I want to approach an encounter like that. But at the end of the day, it's not as fun to play Hive as it is on Nethergames. Hive's PvP works well on practice servers because it's combined with rods, bows, and pearls. The KB is very simple and easy to understand on the surface, which allows skills like rodding and pearling to shine. On Hive, you don't have that, so you have to hope you have lower ping if the fight is you just trading. Because Hive's KB makes reducing easy, the fight will most likely go down to what your ping is, which just doesn't make the game fun. Now the server I play on, Nethergames, obviously doesn't have a perfect PvP system. I hate the duels experience because a knockback can't utilize projectiles, pearls, or rods as much. However, it does work well on minigames such as Bedrock, Skywars, or Bridge. One big reason is because of how easy it is to make mistakes. If I'm on one heart and the other person is full health, I can still beat them if I play correctly and get lucky. This is obviously also valid the other way around. I've lost fights when I was on full health and the other person was on 1. Now in a situation like that, it can be frustrating for somebody used to different knockback, and it is definitely horrible for mobile players, but I quite enjoy it. If the same situation I just explained were to happen on Hive, I would not stand a chance unless I had projectiles or some sort of really genius strategy. Now the thing is, changing the PvP system would be stupid. I think keeping the PvP system is what makes Hive appealing. It's what can make every server appealing, because everybody likes different PvP systems. For me, I like fast-paced games, which is why I don't play Java Bed Wars, for example, a topic for another day. It's also why I don't like playing a lot of CubeCraft games. I hope this video can be a good example of why one PvP system is not universally better than every other PvP system. It may work for some game modes, but some other game modes just may not work well with it because of the items they have or because of the functions they allow. If you enjoyed this video, then liking and subscribing would be very much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will definitely be enjoying the comment section. Speaking of which, comment controversial take if you made it to the end. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.